I've set up a more professional space.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm really impressed. All right. Well, let's get started. All right. Here's some music.
Baba Booey.
That's it.
That's it.
Wait, we're getting right. We're getting
You
right
can't
to
play
the
two
point.
sounds at once. I tried a second sound and it stopped
we're
the
done.
original one. Sorry.
Oh,
Here we are.
gosh.
And
We're
we're
ready.
back.
Here we are.
The crew is back together again.
Yes.
We're back, baby.
Yeah, we're back.
We took
Welcome
a
back,
summer
everybody.
vacation. We took a
Yeah, I
summer
know.
vacay.
This is our hiatus. You know, we got
Yeah.
to take a certain time to
Their summer vacation. It's in our
really,
contract.
really think of high quality episodes. That's really what we're doing. This
Right.
a lot of brainstorming, a lot of thinking of what's coming ahead.
Deep research.
I want to
Weeks of
listen.
brainstorming.
Listen, after weeks of research, I want to tell my first story about emoticons, emojis. What do we call them? Emojis.
Emojis.
Well, now you got to introduce the actual topic, Joe.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Yeah, let's
We're there.
dive right into
Let's
it.
go.
So we're
Emojis.
we're talking about emojis. Emojis is something that is ubiquitous now. We all use that in our everyday lives. We give text a little bit more, flavor, a little bit more emotion. The first time I ever used emojis was at a poker table in Las Vegas with Mason. Mason, do you recall this?
Wow.
No. Refresh my memory.
Were
So
you guys
we
like
were at-
stealing cards?
We actually sort of would.
Oh, yeah.
We were.
The Eagles.
Yeah, we were. So when iOS first rolled out emojis, it was like this weird new feature that I was kind of looking at. I thought it had a lot of promise. I thought it was kind of cool, but where do you use it? Well, the first day I saw it, we were at the Venetian poker room, sitting down at the poker table, or was it the I think it was
The
I think it
Mandalay
was the
Bay.
Venetian. Mandalay Bay.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we were playing poker just in a no limit 100, 200, 1-2 hold'em, no limit hold'em game.
100,
And,
200.
Yeah, whatever.
High
1-2.
stakes.
Yeah. And we realized that we could at first it was texting is allowed, so that's cool. Then we took it to a next level. We could actually send emojis, which could actually convey what our cards were almost.
Well, we didn't send cards. We didn't send our hands to each other.
We didn't send our hands,
Yeah.
but we sent emojis kind of telling each other, yo,
You could
stay
show
away.
your poker face to each other.
Yeah, well, we had a kind of gentleman's agreement that we would try not to take too much money from one another, right? So we didn't collude and we didn't cheat, but we agreed that look, if I have the nuts on a hand, I'll kind of we'll give you a signal to say back off, right? And our signal was the eagle cry. It was scrah, and so
That was your signal?
that was our signal. Yes, and it was
It's not obvious at all.
No, of course not. And then I remember,
Do it
I
all
do
the time.
remember now. Joey just sent me a text that had one picture. This was when it was novel to get a one picture text that was just an eagle, and I was like, because I had bet into him, and then he texted me an eagle, and I was like, "Fucker." And I
Wait,
had to
and
fold. I had to fold.
And that was the eagle emoji, or that was an image of an eagle or a GIF or something?
No, it was the eagle emoji.
It was the eagle emoji.
Oh,
I don't think I've ever used the eagle emoji. It's
Yeah, it's
It's a good
Well,
one.
you're not really American, then, are you?
I mean, yeah,
Right?
That's a deep cut right there. I have to go look at what it looks like.
I just have to say, I didn't realize that I am fully unprepared for this, but I didn't realize people have I remember my first emoji stories. And it sounds like everyone here is pretty on par with that. I'm like,
Sarah-
wow,
Sarah-
I don't have any
Sarah,
recollection here.
it just so happened that they rolled out this new update while we were in Vegas, and we kind
Okay.
of we're early. I felt like we were early adopters. We were
Yeah.
the first people to we were not the first people, obviously, but we were we were using it in a functional manner way before it was actually used in on a wider scale.
Got it. Okay.
Oh, that's
All
the
right.
eagle. That eagle's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you guys
Wow.
look up
Oh, you just
how
shared it. Oh,
what
wow.
emojis are?
That.
Tell me, please.
That's kind of interesting.
No.
So there's this, I don't know what to call them. It's like a nonprofit group that handles I'm going to butcher this, but there's this system of characters that are used, digital characters, and organization called Unicode. You maybe have heard of it.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
And so they're like a standardization board for keyboard characters. And so the emoji is a set of characters that graduated when in the 90s they were called like wingdings, and then they became something else, and now they're emojis. But there's currently over 3,000 emojis, and there's this board that anyone can submit an emoji. You can submit an emoji. But what's interesting is they meet like 4 times a year to review them, and they only review about 50 a year. That's all the submissions, because as it turns out, it's kind of hard to do something like unique in a 72 by 72 graphic. So because of the limited space, it's kind of hard to create something unique enough and interesting enough to qualify to even submit to be an emoji. So,
well, I have a question. So you said it's a standardized language, right? But it translates differently between devices.
That's right. There are different sets of the same characters. So there's a set for Google. There's a set for Android. Google is Android. And a set for iPhone. A set for Facebook. Set for Twitter. Yeah, I think Samsung uses the
I didn't
Google
realize
library. And so they all have their own versions of these characters. I don't know. Are we all on iPhones? So are we like?
Yeah,
I only really know the Apple emoji icons.
That's the only ones I know.
Yeah. What was the first like platform that rolled out emojis like in a wide scale, on a wide, like a?
I'm gonna guess. I think that the iPhone. I don't know.
That's what I thought.
I'm just guessing. I just made that up. So what's interesting?
For mobile usage.
In 1997, JPhone launched the Skywalker DP211SW.
There you go.
And contained a set of 90 emojis.
There you go.
It's thought to be the first set of its kind.
And is that a part of the
JPhone? Is that a Jewish phone?
J-Date? Is it like a J-Date?
J-Date, the Jewish phone.
So are those 90 a part of the collection now?
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
So here's a funny thing I read that so Microsoft has their own set, right? And they did something interesting. There was at some point a couple years ago, I don't know if you remember, everyone changed the gun emoji from a gun to a water pistol. And Apple was the first one that did that. And then everyone started following suit. But Microsoft, in like a response to Apple, they had a toy like space gun previously. And when Apple launched the water gun, Microsoft initially changed their space ray laser gun to a realistic looking pistol, kind of like to set themselves apart from Apple, which I actually find the water pistol kind of stupid. And what's interesting is the reason they did that is because there were multiple, like lots and lots of lawsuits where people were arrested and jailed for sending knife or gun emojis as a credible threat, as if somehow making those water pistols, it's no longer a credible threat.
Takes away the credible threat.
Come on. If it's a credible threat, it's a credible threat. Whether it's
if anything, at that point, it hinders investigations.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Like if we have accepted that this is like legally binding, then now you're bringing confusion into the argument where someone could say it was a joke. It's a water gun.
Right.
Even though he shot him in the knee. Sorry.
I have to. So Joey told his emoji origin story, right? How they found him, how he started using them. So I have to share mine. So when emojis first came out, I had been a strictly keyboard emoji guy up to that point, which we all
ASCII
were.
Characters?
Is that what they're called?
Oh yeah, where you use actual
emoticons.
The semicolon and the parentheses.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because emojis hadn't rolled out, we were all doing that.
Yes.
And I felt that was good enough. And I thought that, and this was a really bad take, looking at it in hindsight, but I thought that, the emojis were kind of stupid. They were silly. They were unnecessary. Turns out that they are incredibly useful in terms of conveying an emotion or a meaning or subtext to text, which often lack that. It's a limited form of communication. So I feel like emojis really opened up a world of conveying the message that you intended to send.
I still do use text emojis every once in a while, just like for
I do
don't know,
too.
for nostalgia.
Emails.
Sometimes I'm
Yeah.
just like, it's a smiley face, and I just want to do with the, like
Right.
where I do the little.
I
I'm
have
like,
a question for you
old
guys.
school.
So this is something that when my wife and I met, this was back in the flip phone era, when you were obviously always using just real characters. We had a kind of a ongoing argument about whether a smiley face emoji had a nose or not. So I'm curious, like, were you guys colon parentheses or were you colon dash parentheses? You understand the question I'm asking?
Parentheses.
I'm
I'm no nose.
Yeah.
I'm no nose.
Yeah.
No
all the
nose.
way.
It became
No
too.
nose.
It became too busy
I'm
once
a
you.
nose guy.
Oh, really?
I'm a nose guy.
I'm a nose
Yeah,
guy.
I'm simple.
Like, I feel
I'm simple
strongly
over
that
here.
there needs to be a nose.
Bros,
Yeah.
bro,
Really?
nose or no nose
Yeah, you're a tiebreaker.
on the smiley face keyboard emoticon.
No nose or nose? That's
Yeah,
the
do you
question?
put a dash
Yes.
in a
Yes.
smiley face when you're typing it with characters?
Characters.
I always use the dash because I feel like
Ah.
using the dash is an incomplete move.
I agree.
It's like a lazy
agree.
move.
It's lazy.
Okay,
Yeah. Like if
Sarah-
you,
It's
you mean it,
lazy.
if you mean it, you put a nose. You give the
Sarah,
face a
I
nose.
think they're
You
too
mean it.
I've
literal.
never put a
and
nose.
Me neither.
Never.
Yeah,
I
me
love
neither.
the nose.
Apparently, I'm lazy and I've never meant anything I've ever texted.
What-
That's what we've
what's-
learned tonight.
Why, Sarah? Why skip a character? Are you trying to take shortcuts? What's going on?
I mean, isn't text all about being really quick? I don't know. I
So
think
the-
I think the main format initially was probably didn't have a nose. I think that was like an added addition. Someone was like sitting there, was like, "Wait, we can add a nose." So I don't feel like it's lazy. I feel like that was the first way it was done.
You're right.
And then
You're
someone added a nose. So it's like if you want to get fancy, get fancy.
If you're
Keep it simple.
from
Keep it simple.
if you're from the pager time period of life, if you had a pager,
I
it was
had
all about
one.
you could send pager codes to people. So that kind of carried over to text at some point.
You know what's worse? Well, I mean, I don't really like the nose. I'm with Sarah on this. No nose. But what's worse than
I
that
don't mind
is
it.
when
I just
somebody
don't
puts
do it.
when somebody puts the dots, the eyes, right next to the parentheses. They squish them together. They don't leave a space. Oh my god, it drives me so crazy. Are you guys not bothered by this?
No.
Okay,
No.
well then never mind. Moving on.
I guess I never.
Wait,
That's
Mason's
why
saying
you put
something.
in a nose.
Yeah.
That's why you put
Oh,
in
that's
a
why
nose.
you add the nose, so
Yes.
you don't have that problem.
Yes.
Okay.
Or you could just leave a
Turning.
space. So okay,
No.
good to know. Now we know where we're all at.
All right, so that's emoticons.
Level
covered.
set.
Yes.
Wow.
Any
So where do we
interesting
go with
first
this?
encounters?
Yeah.
Sarah, Mace, Kurt.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. I feel like this needs to also be said. Sort of like my cereal with no milk. I am not necessarily embarrassed. I'm just gonna be really honest here. I have a difficult time understanding like the different emotions
Yeah.
and emoji faces to the point where it is like a laughable joke. And it's weird because like I feel like I don't have a problem understanding human like faces and emotions, but when it comes to like the little faces, like I am so afraid. I use like 4 emojis because I'm so afraid there's so many hidden meanings, and I'll have to look at them really up close. And like one of my cousins who's younger, she actually spent like an hour with me. I told her this and she's like, come on, you got to get them. And she would just pull up little faces and go, what do you think it means? And when I'd say, she just started laughing, and I'm like, oh, okay, what does it really mean? And like I was like, I don't know how I can't understand this. So like my use of emojis is probably like the smallest out of anyone ever. And it's weird because I love images and I feel like I'm just like this person who understands emotion and images. But when it comes to emojis, I'm just completely like lost.
So which is one?
Especially with the faces specifically.
What's
Not
a face?
like-
It's a great point.
What's a face that confounds you?
All of them.
Like, I'll say
Like,
this. The only faces that are used are the general smiley face, the one with the rosy cheeks, which means like, oh, for me. I don't know what it means for other people.
Wow.
And
Use
then
that?
I use it all the time, and I'm sure I'm like, is it appropriate? And then I use the kind of like frowny face when things are like somebody's having a bad day or there's like something terrible going on, because like I don't know where to go with things.
There are
And then there's,
multiple
like,
frowny faces, though. So which frowny face? Just the standard frowny face?
If I could express that to you, I would right now. I'll text you the one I have.
What do the eyebrows look like? Because that makes all the difference.
There's no eyebrows. It's just little. I'll send it to you guys. It's up on my phone here. And then like I use like hearts and like champagne glasses that cling and like a birthday cake on occasion.
Wow.
I love like there's nothing wrong, but I'm like
and the eggplant.
I have used the eggplant before.
It was a matter of time before someone brought up the eggplant or the peach.
So the eggplant is uniquely North American, apparently.
Really?
Oh, really?
Other countries don't use it. It's almost.
Do they just have like a straight penis?
They've never heard of a phallic
I
symbol.
don't know.
Just go straight for it.
I read it on the internet, guys. It's got to be true.
It's true. Shut up.
It's
It's true.
How very European of them, just to have like a
They
loose
just send
dong
dick pics.
there.
He is croissant.
Okay, I do have a first emoji story though. I do remember the first time I used an eggplant. And I thought, I don't quite understand these emojis. And I sent my sister as many random emojis as I could. And the first one I sent her was an eggplant.
Right.
And she said, why did you send me an eggplant?
Wait,
And
so
I
you
said,
meant for it to be random? You just randomly chose an eggplant.
this is very early in the game, but apparently people had already known what an eggplant was. I did not. And I just sent her, and she's like, why'd you send an eggplant? And I was like, haha, because it's random. And she's like, do you know what it means? And this might be why I now am so terrified to ever use any emojis. Because that was straight out the gate. And I was like, no, I really sent that one as an eggplant. So, but it was very early on. Like it was, you know. So anyways, that's my first emoji story that I recall. And I've
never recovered.
Whoever made remembering that people can submit emojis individually, like whoever made the eggplant.
Yeah.
Change the world.
It's got to be one of the least commonly eaten vegetables, right? It's like that was never intended to be an eggplant.
Oh no. Yeah. The committee knew exactly what that was going to be used for.
Maybe we can get this person on for an interview. That would be an interesting interview. The person who made the eggplant.
Right.
Like, tell us about that moment.
Right.
It might have just been like
was just an eggplant. I don't know.
There's a Netflix special coming soon. Trust me.
He probably lives in the Bay Area somewhere. Yeah.
Netflix, you got to create content.
And why does it have names?
Or what
this is my sad face I send, guys. I sent it to you guys so you know. Yeah. But
okay,
I don't know. It's one of many.
That's a good.
that's like the most depressed sad face. I'm sorry. That's the defeated sad face.
I really nailed that depression thing good.
Yeah, I use the default sad face, which is not quite so sad. It's this one. It's just the regular. So it's the one that you get autocomplete suggested.
Yes.
That one says
just
to me,
like,
I'm concerned. I think I'm wrong.
You're like depressed. You sound like a deeply depressed. You need to go search for a sadder sad face. It's like, what's the saddest face?
I just went right for it. I was like, where can we
Who's dying?
let him know I'm really sad about this?
Who's dying?
Oh, you know what? I feel like it is very subjective. There's not a definitive correlation between each emoji and what it actually is trying to convey. So there's a lot of uncertainty when you send a text. And Sarah, that was a great point, because I keep my emojis very simplistic because I don't want to convey the wrong message accidentally.
Right.
Yeah, like when it comes to social media and social media for business.
Yes.
Right.
I am like, I would give check marks. I'm like, I'll do a check mark on this one. That's how crazy I'm going to get with my emoji. Yeah, because I don't know.
I feel that way too.
But-
Like if you use something that's too expressive, someone might interpret it aggressively or like
exactly. Just have some.
Emojis, the genius behind emojis is it's a very simple form of communication, but it elicits such a specific response, emotional response.
right.
It's like, more than words even do, because you see an emoji and it immediately you have like stories you're telling yourself.
What do you guys think is your most frequently used emoji?
The blushing happy face, which I really
No.
don't know what
That's
it actually
mine
means.
too.
You
I think
use
that's
that?
mine too.
That's what
Yes,
Sarah said.
like,
I've never used
like-
that like in my life ever.
Yeah, I do,
Really?
because it's like it's super vanilla and neutral, and you're like, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, great.
I'm so
Awesome.
happy.
It seems so.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know what else to use. It's like,
That-
there
that's
it
what-
is.
That goes back to what I was saying earlier. I keep what I'm trying to convey through emojis very, very simple.
It is
Like,
very like
is this
Christian. That's like a Christian.
Big on Christian Mingle.
I guess. Yeah.
It's like it's an innocent smile. You're right.
So this makes
Yeah.
me wonder, does the emoji of choice kind of represent your personality a little bit? Because my emoji of choice, my kind of go-to is the Cartman eyes with the tongue out, the super excited.
Yeah, I hate that one.
Oh,
Okay.
that one's-
What does that
one's-
mean?
that one's over
What
the
does
top.
it mean?
But it is
Thanks,
very.
bro.
What does it mean?
It's
It just
silly.
means-
It's silly and stupid. It's what I think when I see it.
Oh,
It's
I
just-
thought you meant this one, Justin, with the googly eyes and the tongue.
That's the one. That's the one. I hate
Oh,
it so
I've
much.
never.
No,
I've
no,
never
that's
seen
not-
the
The
Googly
Cartman's
one.
like the triangle.
Yeah, it's the Cartman eyes.
That's the one.
Wait, bro, which one? The googly
The,
face?
the googly face. It makes me immediately angry, and I don't know why.
It's like
I don't
it needs
think
a
I've
sound
ever-
effect. That's like.
Oh.
That's a new one. The googly eyes is a new one, and I
Yeah.
have been using that a lot more. But I'd say the
I've
cart.
never seen it.
I use it
It's
sometimes.
new.
I
It's
do
new.
use it sometimes at work, where it's like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Silly.
Yeah.
But no, but Cartman eyes with tongue out. That's just like I'm super excited, right? I'm
Oh,
enthusiastic.
that's
Really?
So wait, why are they?
See
That-
See?
like, that
We've-
one's
we've
taste-
gotten to
that
the
one-
crux.
That one looks like
We've gotten
you
to the
tasted
crux of-
food you hate. Like it's ew, gross.
This is the issue.
What?
This is the issue.
Yes.
This is the issue. It's subjective. We don't have a definitive list of what they mean, so we all kind of bounce it around
Right.
based on our relative experience in life. It has no
So-
real meaning.
Who?
So Sarah,
yeah. Yeah.
when I'm on my computer, when in my iMessage, when I mouse over yours, it says disappointed face.
Oh,
Oh,
look at the metadata
interesting.
sometimes.
Yes.
Wait,
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
how do you get that
See, I
to
didn't
show
even know
up?
that. I'm sending it for wow. I'm so sad. I don't know what to say, and it's
Yeah.
completely wrong. It should say I'm disappointed.
I'm
Like,
disappointed.
didn't
shame
know
on you.
that.
Shame on you.
Yeah, I
How do
Shame
you
on
get that? So wait, this could be life
See,
changing.
Mason's is worried face.
Wait. Oh,
Yeah,
mine's
that looks
worried?
like
What?
that
Yeah,
looks
that
like a
makes
worried
sense.
face.
Yeah.
That looks worried.
Yeah, like I can see that.
What
Oh, I'm scared.
what's
Oh,
Joey?
what
What's Joey's
happened?
favorite with the blushing?
It's like,
Christian.
Oh, where is
what would Jesus do?
It is so homely.
Bliss.
Or is it,
I-
or is it
I love that
comely?
emoji.
I'm just trying not to.
I love that one.
I'm trying not to elicit any response. Just like,
it? Just
okay,
says smiling
Yeah.
face
Okay.
with squinting
Yeah.
eyes.
okay,
That's all it
yeah,
says.
thanks for that.
It's like-
innocuous, bro.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. And that's exactly what
The
my
point.
mission is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
Kurt,
exactly why.
what's your most commonly used emoji?
It's probably with my wife. It's the the grimacing
Oh.
face.
I
kinda
actually
That's
like
good.
that one.
The full teeth.
Like,
the full teeth.
Yeah.
Did you pick up X? And then that's usually when I insert that.
Send it in the
emoji.
chat so I
Or,
can make
like-
sure I understand.
We're on
That sounds really passive aggressive.
Like,
this one, right?
Met-
I think it's
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah,
that's
Wait,
like the-
I got it.
That's
Met
one
the
that's
new-
like the yikes for me. That
yeah, I met
that
the
one
new
says
third
yikes.
grade
Yeah.
teacher. Yikes.
Yeah.
Or
I
something.
do like. I like that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
though.
Like
That's
I
the
like
one.
that one.
did you send the kid with lunch or did
Right.
you like, ah, shit.
That's the one I often use when I don't know how to respond. Like when it's kind of when I want to shut the conversation down, but acknowledge that it's shitty. Like there's no solution, right?
Yeah, I've seen that move.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
I've seen that move.
It's a good shutdown emoji.
Classic Justin.
Yeah. Like, what do you do? I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
These are my probably most the ones I feel most close at home to.
Those are great.
Yeah.
I love those.
I can't use them
The shrug is
as
for
much
sure.
at work because it becomes like I have
fuck it, I
I
don't
have
care.
to maintain some level of like composure. But
Professionalism.
the hand over the face and the shrug are the like ones I feel most at home with.
I'm a big fan of those. I do have a question, Mason. Sorry,
Yeah.
Sarah.
Oh no, I was gonna say if you use them frequently enough, they show up in your most used, right?
That's
Or
right.
you have to
They're at the
scroll
top
over
of mine.
all the way.
Yeah.
Okay, because they're
Yeah.
so far down there that I just can't get there to choose them,
Yeah.
and that's how
Who
I
has
feel.
those 5 seconds?
I also
Let's be
like the-
honest.
The one I use at work a lot is the few emoji where it's like a smile with a little drip of water in the corner. Where it's like,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So this,
All right,
this,
yeah, I
this
can understand that one.
your use of the little guy, just for our audience out there, he used the mid-tone skin tone, right? So you
I'm
didn't
glad you
go,
brought this up.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah.
didn't go full white. You didn't go dark.
Okay.
You went mid-tone.
Not offensive.
Now,
Not offensive.
yeah,
It's
well,
very
that's what I'm wondering. So I always try and use the when I'm using
Default.
little guys, I use the skin tone that I think best represents me. So I'll just use the white skin tone.
Oh.
You didn't do that. Now, is there kind of a like?
And you're white as
Ooh,
fuck.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Let me,
Thank
hold
you.
on. Let me say something about how dumb the emoji system is on Apple. Is that
Okay.
you have to go, so like Sarah said, you have to scroll way down the list, press and hold to choose somebody. And by the way, the pasty white guy who has the closest skin tone to me has
Yeah.
fucking black hair. And so the one I
Oh.
sent has blonde hair, which is closer to my hair. So by the way, that's why I chose that one. However,
Got it.
what I will say
Ah.
is that the thing I find obnoxious about Apple emojis is that you have to do that. It remembers what you chose on a device
Right.
for a specific emoji. You can't set your skin tone across the board. And therefore, it's like something that becomes intentional. And half the time, I choose the one in the gray shirt that I found out was supposed to be like a transgender, like gender neutral character. And then I'm like, well, am I misrepresenting myself there? I don't know.
Come on now.
So something I like about if you guys use
I'm sorry. I'm getting your guys's.
yeah. If you guys,
messages.
so if ever you Slack, they have a setting, and is this like racist? I don't know. They have a setting where you can choose your default skin tone for all emojis, which makes a lot more sense to me. But then also,
Yes.
sometimes I feel guilty because a bunch of people did the thumbs up with the default. That's like
with
the
the
yellow one.
with the yellow, right?
That's just
right.
like skin color neutral. And then I did, when I first set up my Slack, I chose like my skin tone. And then there'll be like 6 yellow thumbs up and 1 white thumb up, which is me. And then I feel guilty about that because should I
feel
be
like
yellow too? I don't know.
Right.
I don't mean to turn political. Or like
No, it's
controversial
just
about the
it's
topic,
a
but I just-
legitimate question. It's
yeah.
a legitimate.
I do like when I see a mix where you have people who are all sorts of, you have 6 different skin tones, because then it says there's like a diverse group of people at the, in the conversation. Anyways.
Yeah, I think the option is cool. I feel like people like someone like me who's not a very emoji user, I wouldn't have even.
Zoe.
I didn't realize you had to hold it down to get the different skin tones, which is cool. I knew you had the option, but I never looked into it.
Really?
All right. So
Yeah, so I think I would always just do yellow out of default from not knowing, but I think it's awesome that people have the option. So I think
see-
yellow is just default. Hi.
Did you?
what the kids are saying.
Yeah,
Zoe,
let's get some
we
input.
want to know
Yeah.
what your favorite emoji is. What's your favorite emoji? You talking to here?
I don't know.
You don't know? Come on. What's
You
the
don't
one you use the
know?
most? What do you use the most?
Probably the super silly.
Is that this one?
Oh,
Which one is
that's,
that? Which one is that?
that's Joey's favorite.
That's the googly eye one. Yeah.
Oh, the googly eye one. All right.
Or the angel? Use the angel?
Oh, really?
Nice.
Angel.
Ooh,
This one?
there's
Conveys
an
just
angel,
it's
huh?
angelic. It's angelic.
Yeah, I think
The one
Sarah's.
with
I
the
feel like Sarah's going to
smiley face
discover
with the
so much
halo.
in this episode.
All right.
Did you guys ever go through a period where you overused emojis? Is that a thing that has happened to you guys? Because it happened to me, where I just like was using it too much.
Burnt out.
I was actually trying to, I was not burnt out, but I was using it to like, in a fun way to try to like, have conversations.
Oh,
with
yeah,
people.
yeah. I've done that. I've done that. That's fun.
Sometimes, but only
Were
if
you
it's
single
like
at that point?
as a joke.
What's that?
Were you single at that point?
Apps, a prop? I don't know.
There was a meme I saw. It was hilarious.
Yes.
It was like Rambo firing a machine gun, and it was like me when the girl I'm trying to date is telling me stupid jokes, and it was just showing like the laugh out loud crying faces coming out of the machine gun piling up like
With-
LOL.
Which crying face do you guys use? Do you use different crying faces?
so good, Base.
No.
Rambo
I got-
firing LOL faces.
It's just like, yeah. You're
So funny.
You're killing. You're
You're
killing.
killing it. You should be a stand-up. That's actually really funny.
No, I mean, but do you guys use different, like, so there's the crying face, or there's like the laughing face that's just like perpendicular, or not perpendicular, but vertical, and then there's the one that's kind of askew. Do you guys use different laughing faces for different?
You said crying or laughing? For crying, I just do the one where there's just tears flowing. You're laughing?
So yeah.
Oh, so those are LOL faces.
That's my
Those,
laughing.
those are the LOL faces. Do you guys use both of those? Do you only use one of those? Do you use them depending on the context?
I like to mix them up, actually.
Oh,
I just use one. No
Keep 'em
surprises
guessing.
there.
By the way, the one at an angle is the LMAO face, not laugh out loud.
Oh, okay. It's like the extra laugh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I like to mix them up. I actually tried not to intentionally not to use the same ones all the time because it reminds me of that Rambo joke, and I feel like I'm not being attentive
So the
to
one
the conversation.
when I mouse over,
hello.
the one with the single tear says crying face. The one with the streaming tear says loudly crying face.
Loudly crying.
Yeah.
Ugly crying.
You know what? Yeah. But before emojis, it was the LOL, the LMAO, the LFAO, LMFAO. Oh, and then in rare cases, it was the ROL.
Oh yeah.
Which is
Oh,
like
yeah.
next level.
Do you guys,
So, yeah.
I still use those, though. I mean, LOL, it's become a part of the
LOL,
language.
I probably use that more than emojis, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
every
sure.
once in a while, I will take the auto suggest and turn it into emoji.
But if you're actually laughing
Yeah.
out loud, you would never put LOL.
Oh.
True. When I'm actually laughing out loud, I usually will do LMAO.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
Yep,
that's
yep.
true.
But
Yeah,
LOL
yeah.
just is just an acknowledgement that it's funny. That's it. That's
That
all it
you're
is.
laughing.
Right.
LOL is just basically like
It's
when
like
someone's talking to you and you just go, uh-huh,
It's a chuckle.
and you just like
It's the new
more than
uh-huh.
that.
like
It's more than that.
it's the new uh-huh. Is it more than uh-huh? It's basically uh-huh.
Darren hates LOL. I used to always send it to him, and he's like, "Don't ever send me an LOL again. It's like meaningless." And I was like, "But I'm really like I don't know." I was like, "Oh, haha." But yeah, he's like, "Don't ever send me an LOL."
I like it. I don't like when people say it in a conversation, spoken conversation.
No, that's like LOL. Yeah.
Oh no.
That's yeah. I don't
This
know.
is so funny. This is so funny. All the subcontext behind
so-
Yes, yes.
Who
Hilarious.
knew,
Very
right?
All right, so let's talk about non-faces.
Oh.
Talk about it.
The,
Ooh.
no, or non-person face.
good. Yeah.
What's
Ooh,
tops on your
that's
list?
tough.
The heart,
The
the
heart.
red heart is
The red hearts.
Mine
Classic.
is
I mean, you
the
can't really go
party.
wrong with the red
I really
hearts.
like the party emoji. It's like the horn. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's like confetti coming out of the horn.
Yeah. Does it make
yeah.
sometimes
It's fun.
confetti come
Fun.
out when people open a text? Which
I think
don't-
so.
doesn't
Yeah, this
sometimes
is
make it like a
Are you
celebration.
talking about
when
the
they
one
open
that's
their...
like the screen effect?
Yeah, doesn't that sometimes happen when you send that?
I don't know. That's funny. You mentioned it. That's this like feature that Apple added a couple years ago that I forget exists, and every once in a while I remember. And it's
get a
like
message.
But
cool.
isn't it
Somebody put a
exciting when you
lot of
get
work
it?
into making balloons float up across your whole screen,
Yeah.
or a spotlight or whatever. But I always forget that it's there.
Wait,
And
there's
I
a
feel
spotlight
bad.
How do
one?
you make it
That sounds
happen?
cool.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I actually
Yes.
don't remember how to do it. Make
You
it
have to
happen,
press and
it's
hold
cool.
on the send
Yeah.
button before you
Trying.
send it.
Oh,
So when you
okay,
type
here,
something-
here, here.
It's like
I don't know how to do it on your
Yeah.
desktop.
it's like two hand gestures. You got to like
It's really
press and hold and
complicated.
it slides to the
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But
That does
it's
sound
fun
too
when you-
complicated.
It is like a secret feature at this point. Because
Isn't it fun when you get it though?
yes,
it's
Yeah,
so
it is.
exciting.
It is. It
You're
feels
like,
Yeah,
ooh.
it feels like a little surprise. It does.
Wait, guys,
The
I don't know
echo.
if this
I like
counts
the
as a
echo.
facial
Fireworks
feature.
with fireworks, it's amazing when they like
Yes.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole
Yeah.
yeah.
Come on, Sarah. Amazing. Come on.
Amazing. Out of all the
Amazing.
emojis in the world, that's pretty amazing. In the emoji
That's not an
world
emoji though.
specifically.
That's a like an Apple.
That's a whole
feature.
different
That's like
category.
an effect.
It's a different
Oh,
category.
what's the category called? Sorry.
That's
This
like
is like
that's
very-
Like a screen
whatever.
screen effect or something. I don't know.
It's a screen effect.
Well, I will do my best not to bring up screen effects again during our emoji
So,
conversation.
what's your favorite non-face emoji? Does it count if it has a face on it? But it's
Yeah,
not a
that's
face?
what I was wondering because I was
Oh,
gonna
I forgot
ask
about
the
the
same
poo.
thing.
Poop.
The poo is a good one.
He's
That is
he's
a
he's
good
iconic. He's iconic.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You know-
never use it, but I like it.
Someone
I
got
think
that
I've
in.
used-
Like someone got
I
that
think
in.
I've used the and I feel ashamed to say it, but I think I used the 100 in red, the red font.
I use it
Too many
sometimes.
times.
Yeah.
So I use that quite a
It's
bit.
a little douchey. I'm not gonna
You're
lie.
keeping it 100?
Keep it at 100.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
I'm going to keep it 100 with you, or that's 100.
I use that when
I'm
I'm saying like I 100% agree with something you
There
said.
you go.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's something
Yeah.
that like
Keeping it
a
100.
like a douchey manager would send to their staff. Like
Let's just say,
100 guys.
I could be that
I mean,
douchey
that's
manager.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe that's Joe.
Yeah.
We'll have to.
Douchey manager.
That's a
You're
little
a
bit
douchey
Joe.
manager at Chili's that you hate. You know?
Right,
It could be like
exactly. Sarah mentioned it earlier, but I think the wine glass is clanging is
I like
a
those.
is a good
That's
go-to.
Classic.
That's always
Champagne
good
glasses.
feelings. It has
Yeah.
good connotations. Yeah.
It's a quiet
You know.
emoji. It's like a
Yeah.
I like
Even
it.
though it literally connotes sound.
Yes,
Is
but
it-
Ding.
it's gentle. The angle is so gentle that it's kind of like
It is.
the
It is.
the I like that emoji.
Then there's the birthday cake.
No,
Ooh, that's an
I
ugly
hate that.
birthday cake, Sarah.
it's got
Sorry.
It's like distorted
Yeah.
as
That
perspective.
is-
Yes.
It's ugly.
Wait,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
That's
just
not
the birthday
Fire,
cake.
yes.
No,
fire
no,
is-
no, no. There's
Fire-
a better
fire is-
birthday
fire is
cake.
one of
There's a
mine.
better birthday cake. That's not the only
Wait,
birthday
there's
cake.
another
Sarah.
birthday cake?
I swear. It's not that one.
Well, there's a
I don't- I
slice.
didn't
Well, you
even-
gotta go way too far down on the list to find another birthday
Wait,
cake.
guys.
So
Can we
an actual
talk
slice
about
of
the
cake?
one that people often use for
I like the
fist,
fire.
for fisting? There's a one that like it's like a fisting
What are
emoji.
you talking about?
When you
What
say
are we talking
fisting, are you talking
That was-
about like
Wait.
fisting,
Like
or are you
a-
talking about
That's
just like
family-
using a
This is a
fist?
family podcast.
No one ever
It's a
uses
family-
that fist. The side
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, but that's
Is
the
that
thing.
in-
Like if you were to use that fist, you know exactly what it means.
That's only in like certain because the fist. There are several fists.
I'm just saying.
There's
I'm
the
just
fist
saying.
to the right or left. There's the fist that's forward, like I'm going to punch you in your face. And then
No,
there's the
that's
fist.
not
When
punch
do
you.
you
That's a
use
fist.
that?
That's a fist bump, Mason. That's not punch you.
Generation.
I think
Mason, it's
that's aggressive.
generational. It's generational.
I think that's
Generational.
I'm going to punch you. And then there's the fist that's a fist up, which is like solidarity.
I like the
Right.
fist up. I like the fist up.
Yeah, that one is the
Other-
only fist I like. The other ones are all way too aggressive. And now that you told me, they're very suggestive.
I
What
Like,
what is the
why is there no
I-
loop on that fist?
it's like a glove? You want like one of those
Some like some
Lube.
shine, a
Lube
little
is
lubrication
lube.
on the fist.
Yeah, lube is just a funny word, and it's always funny when you say it and you hear it. It's just so funny.
And they don't have an emoji for it. They have the like spray emoji, but that's
right?
it.
I mean, lube is
Is this-
universally funny.
What
is
is
this
there?
the brown square, a commonly used one? I found this towards
What?
the end.
The
What
brown
is that?
What does it mean?
Is that like a
Literally,
chocolate square?
literally, Sarah, in 10 years of emoji existence, I have
never
never someone used
You
the
did
brown
it.
The first
square.
person
You
that said
found
it,
an
Sarah.
emoji I've never seen before.
I did not even know it existed.
Sarah, I get the brown square all the time. Don't worry about it.
I
What does
just
it
scrolled
mean?
down and there's just a bunch of squares. I don't know. Like, what do they mean? What does this mean?
Stop.
I don't know.
Why do they have colors?
It's annoying.
What do we do with that?
Browns. Kurt, we haven't heard from you because
Yes.
I feel like you have a deep knowledge of emojis. Please.
You know what's funny though is I'm not a huge emoji
Really?
guy.
Oh,
I'm not,
Kurt.
no. Well, because I'll fucking type it out. That's again my style is to just
Bang it up.
type it out instead of just my like writer instinct to just like type it out. But yeah, I mean, I have like a few go-tos, probably that I mentioned already. But yeah, I'm not huge. Yeah,
Kurt, I have to
emojis.
ask you though. I mean, so like I said with the gritting of the teeth face, it's kind of like I don't know what else to say in this conversation. Let's just end it. You don't ever use emojis like that? I mean, because sometimes I find emojis are really useful to be like, there's no more to say. You know,
Mason.
And-
Sorry, Kurt. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
No,
Joe.
the emoji that it's like this. This guy. I forget which one is that.
Yeah, it's this
That,
shrugging.
that
kinda.
just shuts shit down. You can't do anything after
yes,
that.
exactly.
Yeah, like that.
Which is
Kinda.
totally useful
Yeah.
when you're like, my thumbs hurt. I don't want to type
Right.
anymore.
Like fuck
Well-
you. I can't. I'm not doing
Yeah.
anything more.
There's no more I can help you with.
To be honest, I'm gonna use a GIF more than
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Like-
I mean, that's fair.
especially for like a situation like that where you're just kind of like, what do we
Yeah.
do here? I'll send like
GIFs elicit even more of an emotional response than emojis because it almost like tells a story.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm such a pop culture nerd.
You are Kurt.
those speak to me more than emojis
You
do.
are. You're a pop culture genius. I'm going to put it out there.
Very true. I agree.
Yeah.
So I can usually find. Well, that's the beauty of GIFs that you can find something
Deep
from
cuts.
like, deep
Yep.
cuts of like.
Well,
yeah,
what
that's
about?
weird.
I feel like Kurt, you would be the type to create like your own Animoji universe. Have you done that? Like a Kurt Animoji? Because I know Joey and Mason have created their own Animojis.
What? Have I?
I think I did. I think I did at one point.
I don't know.
Or Mason has
The
one.
little
I think.
people.
Yeah, the Animojis
What's
where
it?
you can like make your own little person, and they can.
The Bitmoji? What are they
Yeah.
called? Bitmojis?
Are they Bitmojis or Animojis?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I did it. I made a Bitmoji.
Bitmoji. I'm sorry. See, I'm not hip to it.
They're actually
Bitmoji.
two different things. The Bitmoji is its own thing, and an Animoji is like the Apple version of a Bitmoji.
Oh,
You're
Oh,
stupid, and I
okay.
made one when I first got my phone because it was like you could do this.
Yeah, right.
But I don't use it. I find it like highly. It's like I feel like only narcissists actually use them regularly. I don't need to personalize my fucking emojis. You know what I mean?
You were
Me.
using them for a while. I do remember your Bitmoji. For a
Only
while.
like for silly stuff with you. Like I would never
Right,
send
right.
that to a person who I wasn't using it ironically.
Oh yeah, that would be weird. That would be very
Yeah.
narcissistic.
There was a guy. So I saw a portfolio site of a guy who was applying for a job recently. I don't mean to out anybody, but this guy, his whole
Depends on how
Jim,
specific
this is
you're going to
about
get.
look, Jim, his whole professional like portfolio was like a bunch of his Bitmoji all over, you know, like presenting things and like
Oh, that's
reacting
weird.
to things.
Yeah,
It was
that's-
everywhere, and I was like, "That's like a red flag." I don't,
Yeah, that's not cute. Yeah,
No.
that has gone way beyond cute.
not professional. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
use a Bitmoji on your portfolio, kids.
What's
Mason, you found a hover round,
A what?
Hover round?
You're not
like
supposed
a
to
hover
talk-
round, like the little.
What?
We've talked about every other single one. Why
There
can't I
are
talk about
inclusive emojis. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are ADA. Idiot.
Yes.
ADA.
ADA compliant.
No, I mean, I look,
Yeah.
I've done it sometimes to show that you're getting around, right? It's like vroom vroom, and then
No,
You
never,
use someone in a
never.
wheelchair to do
Never.
hold on.
Never.
I feel like there's one. I feel like there's a Justin moment like this in every fucking podcast.
I was
I've been
just
on.
trying to normalize it. I'm sorry.
Okay, well that's noble. You're a
Sometimes
hero.
I wish I had my own hover round.
No, I mean, okay, whatever.
I've actually
This
Whatever.
never occurred to me before, but this could be a thing too.
What?
The conch
Oh, he's
shell. I've
The
never.
conch shell?
Yeah, I'm just looking
why?
through
What
emojis.
would
Like a
that
sexual
be?
thing?
So
Like?
how
Yeah.
does everyone interpret that? Because I see that
it's
and I
it's
think
very
of
phallic. Phallic.
It's invert. No, it's
I don't
sapphic.
think that.
It's sapphic. I
Sapphic.
think.
Sorry, sapphic.
It's sapphic. Yes.
Yeah.
Sapphic.
Yeah, but
so when I
sorry, Sarah.
when I see that,
Go
I
on.
think of like listening to the sea to relax. You know how you're supposed to be able to listen into a shell and hear the sea, like when you're a kid?
Oh, by the way, guys.
Nobody knows that.
Yeah,
No, yeah, that's like
yeah.
The point is, we interpret things very differently.
It's
That's all.
That's a great point, Sarah.
Sarah.
That's the truth.
Sarah loves
That's
to
the truth.
conch. She always goes conching. So guys, I wanted to talk. I wanted to talk about something because I'm always I'm always the one putting my foot or both feet in my mouth. Like, can we say that when something that you said on a podcast comes back to haunt you, you got Michael Richards?
That's good.
Can we
That's
say
good.
that, or is
That's
that like
good.
a little too inside?
No, that's
You know what?
That's a good reference.
that.
But that
Yeah,
was like,
I've really
yeah.
No,
Michael
that-
Richards has taught me to hold back just a little bit.
Well,
a little bit more.
Hold on.
Like go-
Michael Richards did not hold back at all, right?
I never listened to those.
We're talking
Wait,
about
did
Kramer?
you listen? No,
Oh.
God,
Oh.
heavens,
Who?
no.
Oh, okay.
Who are you talking about?
We're talking about the Jeopardy
Oh,
exec.
the
guy
This
was
is
gonna
this
host
is very
Jeopardy.
topical. It just happens.
Oh, I'm not up on this news. Tell me.
Okay,
the
well
story.
then
What did he do?
never mind.
What did he do?
Never mind. He basically, look, the guy is such like a big shot asshole full of himself TV exec, and he really wanted to be host of Jeopardy after oh, now I'm really stepping in it again. I can't.
Alex
thank you.
Trebek.
After Alex Trebek's passing, and and so he kind of edged his way into the job, and they gave him the job basically because he had control over the whole kind of admission process.
Search process.
And he got the job, and he was on the show for a week, and then some journalist dug up. It's not that hard to do. Dug up his old podcast from like 2014, and he said some things that maybe could get you canceled. So, anyways,
He'll be all right.
no, he already lost the host gig, and he just was kicked off as executive
He was kicked
producer
off
of Jeopardy.
the executive
Yeah,
producer.
so-
I saw
Yeah.
that.
So he initially they took him. They killed his whole hosting prospects, and then they're like, now no half measures, and so they kicked him off.
You know
as
what's funny is
executive
I spent
producer.
like 10 minutes trying to figure out what he actually said, chasing links and through
really,
articles,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
didn't find any quotes of what he actually said, which made me think, I wonder if he actually said anything that's like of circumstance or whether it was overblown. I don't know. Do you know what he said?
I don't know.
think
I don't know what he actually said. I need to know.
I don't know a lot about it, but I think whatever he said is shadowed by the fact of like I think he did some other things that really frustrated people or were maybe more morally questionable as far as like sexual harassment type. There was something about him like
Yes.
commenting on hiring women and making a comment for the what is it? They were models on one of the shows and making a comment about one of them getting pregnant and insinuating that maybe he shouldn't have hired her. So I think he maybe had a host of other, I don't know. I have to read. I really don't know. But my understanding is he had a collection of other things that he had already done. And I think somebody dug into these podcasts as extra fuel to the fire, right?
Right.
So
I
that's a
don't
great-
think
that's
the
a good point.
podcast comments were the were the
Right.
thing, but I really don't know too much about it.
All I know is
that's
that
the case.
Sony, which sorry, bro.
I wish all news was presented like you just presented it, Sarah. Like when you read a headline, it's just like, oh, he's a scumbag.
Yeah.
You know, or,
Right.
Or what the fuck is he? Why are they digging into his podcast? When you add a little more context to it, it makes more sense.
Right.
Agreed.
The history,
Agreed.
it
With
was
all things, right?
echoed by
That's-
behavior. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
So, are we going to put forth our favorite emojis?
I think
We
it's,
did already.
it's high
We've
time
done
we
it?
did.
Yeah.
Well, I think well,
I said my
Based
most
on the fact that I
commonly
use
used.
like 4. Yeah.
Right.
that's
Sarah-
right.
Sarah and I align in terms of our emoji usage. I don't go deep. I don't go
I've
deep.
gone
very
through all
vanilla
of them, guys. That's
Yeah.
everything. No,
Amateur
I usually,
emoji artists.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll
It's
throw a
true.
couple more out there. These ones are pretty radical.
Oh, I like the Christmas
How do
present.
you?
The
Sarah,
bouquet
again,
and a
you're
Christmas
It's a
using
present.
one
birthday
that-
present.
Sarah, you're never using one. You're using one that I've literally never seen and did not know existed, which is that bouquet.
What? The
No,
flowers?
I use the other bouquet, not that bouquet. That's like a
I mix up my flowers. Like I'll throw in the other flowers, but that's my most
Oh.
frequently used bouquet.
turns out you are a little more sophisticated. The dying flower.
Dying rose.
Never use that.
What?
It's very
Beauty and the
emo.
Beast? I think it's like Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. What are you seeing, Kurt?
So, like-
since you're our
Oh, sorry to interject, but the fingers crossed is something I use quite
oh,
frequently.
that's amazing.
Oh.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that.
Really?
That's a
It
good.
conveys a hopeful, optimistic message. Like
Completely
you know,
agree.
I just forgot about the standard thumbs up.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
thumbs up
yeah.
is good too. Yeah,
It's a great go-to. It's a great go-to.
The
And that's
thumbs
also
up can also be dismissive, though.
yes,
like,
it shuts the
that was-
conversation
Really?
down.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That
good
was
to
a
know.
tricky one.
I use it
like,
a
when
lot.
I see that,
I
I'm
use it a
like,
lot.
ooh, is that a...
Yeah, it's basically yeah, I'm okay with it. I want to get the fuck out of this conversation.
Yeah, it depends
Yeah.
who sends it to me. Like,
Yeah.
if
The,
my wife sends
the-
me that
Is there
emoji,
anything wrong
I'm
with
like,
that?
shit, I did something wrong.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The face palm is something I use quite frequently as well. Like usually in terms of specific people in my life, use the face palm a lot.
Wow.
So it refers to specific people, like hearing.
Just like when people like continue to like the same shit, and you're just like, oh my god, like
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's
All
been
right, so
applied to me.
I found
No, never,
Never?
never. Bro, I don't face palm you.
Oh, that's
Never.
good. Okay, see,
No.
this is where emojis can get personal. It's like, wait a minute, did you facepalm me?
Well, sometimes
Like-
face palm can be a shared, like, oh god,
Yes, yeah.
and
Like,
it can be
oh,
misinterpreted
yeah, not
as like,
again.
I'm annoyed with you, but sometimes it's like, oh geez,
oh shit, here comes Tim who had the Bitmoji resume.
not this guy.
Sure, that's a good point.
Yeah. So I mean, kind of Mason touched on it, and then I brought it up with Joey. Are there like emojis that if you sent them to a certain person, they'd be pissed off? Like,
Thumbs
whoa,
up.
whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh,
like,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you guys all have partners, so I think you're more,
Like that's a great point, Justin. If your partner tells you that they're sick and you send the flexed arm, like you're going to be okay, you can do it.
You got
That'd
this.
be a problem. That'd be a problem.
You got it.
That's a good point.
You're good.
Toughen up through it.
Like what's the emoji? Mason already gave his example, but what's the emoji when you know your partner's mad at you?
I roll.
For sure, the thumbs up is definitely.
I roll.
Eye roll's bad.
eye
Yeah, I roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the eyes
Oh,
up.
wow.
Is
That's
that
like
is that what we're
aggressive,
is that the
aggressive.
eyes up? When you say eye
Eyes
roll,
up.
oh yeah, it's eyes up. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that's
eyes.
the eye roll.
Yeah,
huh?
that's not a good one. That's
No.
that's not a good one at all.
Whenever you get an eyes up, you're like, shit.
Yes.
Yeah, emojis are really good for basically saying I'm done with this conversation. in a lot of respects.
Yeah.
And I think between spouses or partners, it's a really good way to say like I'm like, fuck, like I'm mad at you. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. I feel like I'm evoking a lot of emoji PTSD.
So I found a list. So a company called Brandwatch did analysis of the internet for the first 6 months of 2021. Came up with the top 10 most used emojis, at least publicly on the internet.
I thought everything is public on the internet.
So number one is loudly crying face. So with the tears streaming down.
Mean anything anymore?
Number 2 is face with tears of joy, which is like the two
side
water
tears.
droplets coming out the sides.
But not
tears.
on axis, not off axis. Yeah.
Right. Number 3 is surprising. We haven't talked about it. Is sparkles.
What's sparkles?
Oh, yeah, I see sparkles.
Oh,
It's like one big star and two small
I
stars.
don't know what that means.
Yeah. It's pretty.
wait.
I don't.
It's
Wait.
so
Send
pretty.
it. Send it.
Oh Jesus, I gotta go back and forth here, buddy.
Really?
I don't
That's
know where
the
you
third
fucking
most
find
used
it.
emoji? I don't think I've ever used that. Have you guys used that?
Never.
I've definitely received
No.
texts with it.
Maybe it's an age thing.
Yeah.
Number 4 to Mason is red heart.
Heart.
Near and dear
Yeah.
to his heart. Number 5 is pleading face, which is like the puppy dog eyes.
Oh
Yeah, you got to show me that. I don't know if I can.
Yeah, it's the
Well,
it's
I don't know if
it's
I've
the-
seen
it's
this.
the-
It might
That's
be-
that's a pleading. See, to me, that's sad. I don't.
I mean, it's is it that one, Kurt? Can you confirm? Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Yes,
kind of like
indeed.
it's sort of like the resigned face. That's the one I send when I go, I have no more to say. I'm just sad. I'm sad and I don't know where to go. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
I really don't know.
I'm not sure.
I just won't use it because I don't know.
Yeah. That's a good. Number 6 is rolling on floor laughing. So the akimbo happy face with the tears. You have fires number 7.
So that's like the hot. That's like the she's fire or
Yeah.
he's fire.
Yeah, or like
He's fired
I
quite a
mean, you
bit,
could,
yeah.
Real.
music.
Yeah,
sports,
yeah.
whatever.
That's all purpose.
Yeah. We haven't talked about this one, but I feel like it's used a lot. Is a smiling face with heart-shaped eyes.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that's
that's
a
a
good,
good
one.
one.
Yeah,
Solid.
That's one like I like something or I like
I
what
like
you
that
just
one.
said or
Usually it's like it's like a picture of a child. You're like, oh, they're so beautiful.
yes,
Right.
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah.
one with stars in the eyes too. That one's good too. It's like that.
Oh,
Mhm.
Yeah.
oh I
That
never.
seems
Yeah,
more-
that's
that
neat.
seems more turned. That seems more turned up though. Like the heart eyes are like
It's
turned up.
That's true.
Like the star eyes are like, you want a party or what's going on?
Yeah,
like, the heart
it's
eyes
true.
are like, that's just pretty.
Do you want a party?
it's true. It's true.
What does this
I
mean?
might be high
What
right
does
now.
this mean?
Oh, that's a great one, Sarah. That's a great
What
one.
does it mean?
That's
What does
either
it mean?
that's either I embarrassed myself, I stepped in it,
Which one?
or I like don't know how to react to the situation. That's what
That
I
one
think
looks
that
like
one
I
means.
pooped my pants. Is what
Yeah,
it says.
I
to
don't
me.
know what's happening with
The one
it.
with the
I'm
face all
like,
crunched
okay.
up. Yeah, no. that
Yeah,
one's not
I'm
good.
confused by it.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
that would literally be like I was in a room and somebody unleashed a massive fart and I didn't know what to say. Like they'd say like
Oh, I feel like that's the person
that's the
unleashing
person
the
unleashing
message.
the massive fart, but it's also the people in the
Getting
room who
called
were
out.
like, that just happened and nobody said anything. Everybody acted like it didn't
Yeah.
happen. That would be the face.
Okay.
For those people at home, it's the one that's like he's got red cheeks and like his eyebrows are all fucked up and one eye looks like it's flat.
Also, that's a good hungover.
It might be having a stroke too.
That's a good hungover one. Like I'm hungover.
Which
Yeah.
one? Sorry, I
Yeah.
missed that.
It's on the thread.
Oh,
The
the
most
same one.
Just-
Yeah, yeah.
Does anyone use anything from the animals and nature
No.
portion of emojis?
No, but I've
right?
noticing
The
them now.
dog.
They're
I'll use a
cool.
dog on
Sometimes,
occasion.
yeah.
That's true.
I feel like I'd like to use some of them. They're
I-
great.
They're
Again,
really detailed. Like, I love
excited.
the whale.
Yeah.
And like, they're real detailed. I want to use them, but I
They're
just don't.
visually stunning.
They
I don't
are.
know.
They are visually stunning. We're talking about like the straight literal animals, right? Like where they show them in profile.
Here's some fish.
Not
Here's-
I mean, they
not
could be
the animal
gay,
face.
too. They
Well,
don't have to be
well,
straight.
thanks. Well, so that's a perfect segue. That's a
I've
perfect
given you a hard
segue
time.
because I'm going to tell you that piggy comes up a lot on Grindr. Just FYI.
Which
Wow.
piggy?
Whoa.
What does that mean?
Hold on.
Yeah, what does that mean? What do you mean?
Yeah, you gotta
come on.
explain
come
to
on,
us.
guys. I don't need to
No.
expand on that. Yeah, I mean, you
I
get
don't know
it.
what it means.
No, you
really don't know what it
really
means.
do.
Yeah,
Can you write it in the chat for us so we know?
No, like
We really don't
Is there
know.
like a PG explanation?
you know, you like it.
sound
You like to-
Yeah, you
You
like.
like outdoor stuff in the mud?
No. Like you don't mind a little stink. You know.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, you don't mind a little stink.
Like, like don't shower. I'm kind of a
yeah,
pig, or-
yeah, like
I'm
I
piggy.
want you to
Oh.
like get in my pits. Anyways,
Oh.
moving on. But I'm just. I mean, no, because those ones come up like in like sex stuff. Like the pig, the dog comes up in sex stuff. You know, yeah. This is like, you know.
I better be
this is like
careful
gay-
in my usage
Yeah,
of animal emojis.
Yeah, what
'cause
else?
I
What else is
never
big
know.
in the
I
in the
mean,
community?
so here's the
Justin?
thing: like in the straight world, it's fine. Like the dog is perfectly innocent and cute. In the gay world, it's like, whoa, are you a pup? Like, what's going on?
Oh.
Oh.
God damn it! Our parents
The,
listen to this podcast.
The food and drink category, I think, is the most like it's the category I use the most, like in terms of emojis that I don't normally use. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I'll go there and I'll send a food and drink one, which would be like a cocktail. You know,
I love the whiskey one.
cocktails.
That one's really
Oh, the
whiskey
whiskey
one's
one's
great.
brilliant.
Yeah,
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
No, I mean,
Brilliant.
no, because here's what it says. You know, if Joey and I often travel together for work, and like, you know, if I'm up in the room and he goes downstairs, he'll just send me a whiskey glass. I know that means he's at the lobby bar. That's it.
Yeah.
Story told. I know
Yeah.
exactly
I mean,
where to go. I know
love the
exactly what
food
to
ones.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, food and drink is good.
Yeah, that was a good point, bro.
Does anyone here ever use those stupid cat face emojis?
Oh, I use them all
Never,
the time.
never.
Yes,
Why?
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm that guy. I'm that
Why?
guy.
Wow.
What does it mean? What is the cat?
I
versus
Yeah,
the
what is that
face?
about?
I feel like the cat face just has a little more. It's got a little more personality to it. A little more spunk. It's got spunk. That's what I like about it.
I see
You know,
it.
and
Means he's an asshole like a
yeah,
cat.
sure. No,
I'm kidding, Justin.
So
You're not an asshole. I just hate
I
cats.
also use some of the other faces around the cat section. Like I do use the furry devil. Do you ever use this guy?
No.
I love the furry devil.
Yes.
No.
He's fairly
Oh, no.
he's fairly new, but he's like an all-purpose guy. He's an all-purpose guy.
I like the one with the big nose, the demon with the nose.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
That's a
That
little
one
too.
is-
It's a little too
that one's
phallic.
floating around. Floating around. It's like the Jewish devil.
Good. I'm no longer the number one cancel candidate on this episode.
Joey's
Sure,
Jewish.
I'm part of the tribe, bro. I'm part of the tribe.
It's
okay.
true. Wait, how about the
Jewish.
devils, guys? We haven't talked about the purple devils, and why are they purple?
Well, they're horny, obviously.
Right.
I
I mean,
never really
that
got
is the
that.
go-to. Like, you can't use an eggplant or a peach emoji without adding the purple devil.
There's
No.
yeah.
Really?
I always use the
That's
purple devil.
news to me. That's news
That's
to
like-
me.
Why is there a
that's just-
frowny purple devil and a happy, like a
Yeah,
wicked
I don't
purple
know.
devil? Why? What's the frowny purple devil?
I have never used the frowny purple devil, but
I don't
that
get
means
it.
like that
Is
means
that like
you're
a blue balls?
Is that what you sent when you get like
or
blue
you're like,
balls
you're
or
not-
something like that?
or I don't
yeah,
know.
you're like not getting any tonight, maybe. Like you blew it.
I'm horny. I'm
Yeah,
horny,
yeah.
but I'm not going to
It's
get any.
weird. Like, I'm
How about the
frustrated.
clown emoji? You guys ever use the clown emoji?
Yes,
I do.
I do use
and
the
it's
clown
highly
emojis.
pejorative. It's like
Oh yeah.
it's like the worst thing you could say about someone is that they're a
it
clown.
is. It is.
Oh.
Calling someone a clown is just
Yes.
That's one I've sent. And Mason, I don't know if you do this at all, But if I have like a good friend in a meeting
Yes.
and
Right.
we're like communicating, I've used the clown.
Right.
And
Often in that.
Like this
immediately,
guy.
like you know exactly, you know exactly.
Well, you also wait for their reaction to see when they look at it.
Usually, if you said a clown in solidarity, you get a crying face in return.
Yes, you do. You get
Appropriate
the
response.
You get the
That is
That's
a
right.
perfect sequence.
yeah. I've never actually used it with a person. I've always used it for like statements. Usually it's kind of self-referential, like I've done something dumb or I've said something dumb, and I'll put a clown at the end of it to let everyone know, like, yeah, I was the clown in this situation.
If I did something
You
dumb,
know?
I use facepalm. That's like my mea culpa. It's a facepalm.
Right.
Yeah.
Kurt, did you finish the list or was there one more?
No, we had two
Well,
more.
I'm
more.
curious. I'm curious.
We had 9 is the smiling face with
Okay.
hearts.
Mm,
So
yeah,
just a
yeah.
smiley
That one's
face
like
with
a
like
little
the
girl
3 little hearts around it.
I like that one.
Yeah.
The little girl
And-
one?
Number 10 is the
Praying hands.
Oh,
God.
The praying,
A lot
let
of
me tell you something
praying.
with the praying hands.
Oh.
Every time I said praying hands, I regret that I do it. But
You
like I
use
send
it?
it.
When are you sending them?
Well, because when you say thank you is praying hands.
No, that's the
Oh.
worst.
Isn't it?
So thank you is praying hands. So when you send thank you and you look for the auto suggest, it says praying hands. So sometimes I click on that, and I'm always sorry I do.
Yeah. Mason sends it to me just to annoy me, just because he knows how much I hate it.
It's the most annoying emoji. Although
But people use it unironically.
I know I hate it. It's the worst. It's my vote for the worst. But there was a like Twitter feed that I read that changed my perspective just a little bit, which makes me like when I get annoyed by it, at least gives me some peace. Is that someone explained that the praying hands emoji can also be seen as two people high-fiving, and every time I look at it now, I will like defuse my like eye roll by.
But that's not
picturing
why
two
you
people
said it to me.
high-fiving for
That's not why you send it to me. You know exactly what you're doing when you send it to me.
yes. If I send it to
Yeah.
you, I'm being
Trolling.
yes,
Trolling.
yeah,
It,
yes.
It's the worst. I mean, it is what.
The
So
worst.
what I associate
Awful.
it with is Instagrammers who are like responding to all the likes they've gotten.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
It's so
yeah.
funny.
It's
I
just,
thought it meant like I'm praying for you, like my thoughts and prayers are with you.
I wish that was all it
I didn't
meant.
think it
I
meant thank
wish-
you. So like I thought like when people like there's a natural disaster or something tragic going on, people
Also
are,
useless.
Like, send like love.
Also
and that.
useless.
Also
I mean, it is useless, but it's a message.
73 people shot
Send a
in
sad
a mass
face, not a
shooting.
fucking
Yeah,
praying hands.
I,
Praying hands.
I'm not
Sad
saying
Thoughts and
it.
prayers.
Not a praying hands. Sad face. Come on.
What about? I've never
Why are
seen
you
this
high
one before.
fiving?
It's a fairy.
Why are you high fiving at a mass shooting? Like that's not appropriate.
I didn't.
What
That
about,
one's-
what
I
about
don't know.
the
What does that
like,
mean?
dumbest.
What does it mean? Yeah. What does
What
that
are the
mean?
triangles? What are the triangles?
Wait, we
Like,
have
praise-
to
praise Jesus.
explain it to people who are just.
It's not
listening.
like clapping noises or
It's
something.
it's the two hands and like the
It's.
like the
I
little
think it's like
arrows
raise the
kind of
roof
above
or
it,
something,
like a,
right?
I think so. I think you're right, Mason.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever use the waving hand? I found that really useful.
Bye.
Yeah,
If people are ignoring me, yeah.
you did.
Never
you
use
like-
that.
You did it on our
Hello?
thread. You did it on our thread a couple of weeks ago. Sorry, call you out.
That one's stupid.
Oh,
The wave.
That one's
Stupid.
stupid.
I use that all the time to like say hi and goodbye. I actually use it more to say hi.
So it's like the aloha of emojis. Hello and goodbye.
No, there is an aloha, and that annoys me as well.
Is this? Is it
The
this?
shaka.
I've never seen that one.
I don't
one
know
I've
what
just
never
that
said,
does.
seen that either.
Well,
Yeah.
they
like
have
Italian,
this one
right?
too. I don't
Like-
know what this means. This looks
We'll
like
go to
some kind
Bada.
of like way to masturbate someone.
Oh,
It's very small.
Yeah,
A
but
little
but I
very
mean,
tiny.
it's like
is
a
micro
like a
penis.
little weird pinching motion. like
It
a
is
little
weird
Micro.
pinch.
like a little pinch and turn.
Micro.
Kurt,
It's like we're getting like sign language.
Where did you highlight to get the answers of the meanings? What's the meaning on that one?
Oh, Sarah really wants to know. She needs a dictionary.
It says pinching hand.
Because I have my iMessage up on my computer, so if I like mouse
I
over
see, I
something,
see.
no.
Okay.
I will say I did appreciate when they made emojis homosexual as well as like the couple emojis. They made them homosexual as well as heterosexual. I appreciated that.
That was an important
Yeah.
movement.
Yeah, that was important, bro. I'm looking back through the food, and you're right. There are some amazing food ones, which just goes to show how much people love food.
Food is everything. You want to have breakfast, you want to have lunch, you want to have dinner, you want to have drinks, you want to,
Right.
I picked up this at the supermarket. Look at me.
They even have a boba emoji. Yeah, that's pretty
I
awesome.
saw that.
I'm still trying to scroll over to the food.
Those are
That's
like
some-
those are
very
much more
deep.
pragmatic emojis. Like they don't.
Oh, totally.
Aside from the eggplant, and I think there's like something with the avocado and the peach.
What is
I
that?
guess.
Oh, that's an acorn.
Most of them seem
It's
unnecessary.
a chestnut.
I agree.
Who the fuck would ever send a chestnut?
Yeah, what's a chestnut for? Why? Nobody
What is
likes
this?
chestnuts.
I thought that was an onion that was being peeled.
What is that, Justin?
I don't
Right.
know. I think it's falafel.
The
Is it
description
falafel?
says falafel. Yes. Oh, it's falafel.
Yeah, it
it's
is
a plate of
falafel.
falafel.
Yeah, but
Okay.
like, why make the falafel so ugly? It's almost more insulting to make ugly falafel than to not include falafel at all.
Yeah.
Falafel is much prettier than that. It's clear.
I do like the
What-
popcorn emoji. The popcorn emoji is very
Beautiful.
fun.
It's a beautiful.
And that one's a fun one to text to someone while you're observing another.
Yes,
Engaged
like a shit
thread.
show.
Oh.
Yes. Like, but why?
You know what? That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good
Why
point.
would you ever send half a sweet tomato?
A sweet potato.
Sweet potato?
I'm sorry, sweet potato.
Tomato.
I'm a whiskey and a half in.
It's
why
a
would you ever
roasted
send
sweet
that?
potato is what the description
Yeah.
says. I don't know why it's sliced.
Why
Yeah,
would you
this
have?
is-
But it's sliced in half. right?
That feels very
Now, I will
aggressive to me.
Like,
And I agree.
yeah,
Now the
you're-
other
you're
thing,
gonna get it.
now the-
You're gonna get it.
now the other thing
Got
is
you.
everybody uses the eggplant, but why not the banana? The banana
Nobody
has
uses the
it-
blueberry.
Nobody
Yeah.
uses the blueberry.
The blueberries are very specific, though. They're very they're drawn very detailed.
Yeah,
I just
very
they like
specific
I
openings.
feel like the peach for ass
it is
is
really
Yeah.
good. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Good
It's
one.
perfect. I mean, it's almost
Juicy.
cartoonish
Juicy.
because peaches don't look like that,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and, I will say some of them are more realistic than other ones. Like, look at this bell pepper. Look at the highlights. How they've done the highlights on the
Yeah.
bell pepper.
the lighting on that.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. And then,
I don't think I've ever
Shading.
received a bell pepper.
well, now you
Thank you.
have. Now you have.
Yeah.
Now this
That's
one
great.
I
Well, you're
absolutely don't
welcome.
get. Why a can of tomatoes? When would you ever use a can of tomatoes?
Well, like, hey, pick up some tomato sauce.
That's
lot
a
of
real
Italians.
can of
bolognese.
tomatoes.
I need some tomato sauce.
That is
Yeah.
completely impractical. Does anyone
Justin,
actually send emojis? Then they're like,
Yes, some emojis are meant to be used as a series. So they want to be they're
yes,
part of a message. So you might put a tomato and some pasta in a bowl and say I'm making spaghetti. I think.
moving on. Have you
Spaghetti.
guys ever used the little sports figures? And if so, which sports?
Nobody
figures do you
uses
like?
the sports ones. Those
No.
feel useless. The activity ones, travel, all those are kind of like,
Eh.
What's
Those
an
are
emoji?
useless.
What's an emoji that you recently or you can think of that you use?
I feel like so I
Handstand?
just did a lady
Right.
doing a handstand
Yep.
with her legs spread. I feel like
Oh,
that
yeah,
could
sure,
be
sure.
I
definitely,
guess.
definitely.
Pile
That
drive
could be
you or-
interpreted.
yeah.
That could be interpreted many ways.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of finding the water polo guy pretty sexy.
I feel like
Yeah. Yeah.
It
I
works
feel like-
out.
the flag section of emojis is never used in like a positive way. Like people don't send flags of countries usually in like a complimentary.
It's a little diminutive to like refer to anything by a flag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look at this person from this flag.
No,
I don't know who you're texting with, Joey.
How about the white clocks? Whoever uses those white clocks, they're very specific. Like
I feel like those are artifacts from history.
Yeah,
I feel like those are like the original clip art.
Yeah, they cover 15 minutes at a time. Whoever needs to cover 15 minutes at a time. I
kind of like this. I've never seen this little the Joker.
Yeah.
That would have come in handy at the poker table.
I will say,
if you get that, if you get the Joker card from someone you're not really acquainted with, it could be kind of scary.
It's a little creepy.
Yeah.
right now, it is interesting that they don't have all the cards. Now, is the reason they don't have all the cards because it's too much of a cheating risk?
I think so.
I think it's more like it's more COVID and stuff.
What?
What?
COVID?
What does that have to do with COVID?
Yeah, nothing.
Everything goes back to COVID.
Although everything can be,
everything is COVID.
Pretty much everything
COVID.
can be COVID.
Ever since
I could, yeah.
It's for your safety.
I'm not gonna lie. Every time I see the person praying under the roof, I think blowjob. That's what
no
I think.
one uses the purple like camping
I've
icon.
never
Nobody.
seen this in
No
my
one
life.
uses those, Justin.
But
Never
what do you
seen
think?
it.
You think blowjob
In the straight community.
This one also you think
I don't.
vagina. This
don't.
one
I
you
think
think
Catholic
vagina.
Church.
This one you think 69. An
Don't.
abacus?
Nobody
That's
uses
a
those.
that's a horoscope. Those are horoscope symbols.
Oh, okay. I'm not with it.
Fortunate.
I'm not with it.
Sorry.
I think
Sorry,
one is
listening
one is a
audience.
ram for the and then I actually don't know the other one. But
Yeah,
I
they're
think
like
that's what those are.
astrological
Yeah,
signs, right?
astrology.
Yeah.
Wait, but there's
Yeah.
like 2 stars of David and a menorah.
I don't
Really,
know. Hold on,
for an
I'm not on
astrology
anymore.
section, it's pretty Jew heavy.
That's not astrology.
Pretty
Those are
Jew
not-
heavy.
I will say I'm looking at the hearts right now, and I will say there are some heart ones that probably should get used more frequently. Like the broken heart is good.
Oh, that's a sad one.
The heart with the band-aids. What is that? Is that like some Chinese New Year stuff?
No, you're mending a broken heart.
The broken heart is more appropriate when someone dies like that. It's a good one.
Yes. I think
I
it's
like the
Chinese
heart
New
with
Year.
the bandage. That one's good too.
I do. That's
Yeah,
what
getting better.
I didn't
That's
know
new.
existed, and I feel like it
things,
should
things are
exist.
getting better.
Yeah.
Things are good.
Heart on
Stuff's
fire.
getting
better. Finding
Now we're
whole
like
bunch of them.
going deep into
I like the
emojis.
celebration one though. Although up close
Deep
it looks like
dives.
2 mushrooms with little confetti.
That
coming
one's
out.
weird.
I've never noticed that.
I don't
feel
like
like-
it. I like the horn
Mm.
blowing out confetti. This one looks like dancing squid or something.
I feel like the average like emoji user, which is, I mean, there's a certain age probably that people use emojis, but like they probably use, and this is really, I'm just guessing, but they probably use like 5 or 6 or 7
Really?
emojis.
Yeah.
You think it's
Yeah, I do. I think that's like the kind of the mode. It's like 6 or 7. I don't think most people use 20 different emojis at a time.
It takes a lot of
I
time and
disagree.
work to like
I
find
think
them.
part of the fun of emojis is the variety, and it's like
Yeah, I agree.
discovering new ones. I love when you type something in your phone and it suggests an emoji that you haven't seen before, and you're like,
It's true.
rather than use a word, yes, I will put an emoji.
But-
It's fun.
But
Kurt.
yeah, going back to what Sarah was saying, it's like you're the kind of you're kind of unsure of what the true meaning of it is and how it could be interpreted. So there's a lot of variety, but you're always like, I don't know if they're gonna you have a close circle of people.
Who
that
are you
would
texting?
accept anything you send.
How many people do you text?
That's what I'm trying.
I
to
text
say.
you
It's
guys, and that's it.
3 or 4.
Those
5
are my
people. 3 or
emojis.
4.
That's where I
Yeah.
experiment
There
with
you
emojis. Anyone else?
There you go.
Yes.
You don't
agree.
use emojis,
You
or
don't
use 2
them.
or 3.
Or use ones that have a
Ba-
clear.
That's my point.
Yes.
Based
I
on
agree.
my emoji knowledge, I've understood about 5% of your conversations or messages that have been sent
We could be
properly.
like-
So
We could be like talking to like
who knows? Yeah, who knows? What...
I'm gonna send you some new.
Mason's really mad at me today.
Man.
Like, huh?
Kurt, you just put forward the viral emoji. Now I have a question. Did that one exist before COVID? Because it looks like it has some spike proteins there.
It is a
And
coronavirus.
and I
It's
associate
spike
that
protein.
with COVID. So, right?
Yeah.
Justin,
I
I
think
don't
it
know
was
if
a
you
newly-
know this, but
So
the
I
most
asked my
common virus in the world is also
Is
corona.
corona? Oh, you don't say, Mason.
Yeah.
Hey, this one is like a European police officer,
It's fun.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, or like
Finger
yeah,
crafting. All the ones
or
with
like-
in the like the purple and blue ones in a frame, I treat them like as not emojis. They don't count.
Yeah, they look like something that was made.
They're
made
like
up by,
they're
like
signs. They belong.
Yeah, they
in
look
a
like something
national
they look
park
like
or
something
something.
that's
Is it
made up by the
airport.
made up by the Olympic Committee or something.
Yes, it's not a. That's not an emoji.
Yeah.
If it has a frame around it, it's not. It doesn't count.
So
I
I asked my 17-year-old daughter what emoji she uses most, and she had the women's hand with the lip.
Oh,
with
that's
the-
a good
Oh.
one.
Oh,
That's
that's
a big
good.
one in the
Yeah.
gay community. That's a
Yeah.
huge one in the gay community.
Oh, tell us why. Tell us why.
I think that's pretty obvious.
It's like a hey.
Never.
Is that fair? Fancy.
Hey,
It's
girl, hey.
fancy, right? Isn't that what it means?
It's like I'm getting fat.
It's like I'm fancy.
Yeah, it's like I'm fancy.
I think I think in the straight, I think like my daughter's probably like, it's a little bit of like, oh, that's the tea kind of thing. Like, I'm
Yeah,
just here painting my
Oh.
nails and
Oh,
exactly.
dishing dirt on
There's some nice nuance.
people.
Yeah. Do
Okay.
you guys ever use the like the holiday themed emojis? Like, do you ever go for the Dracula or the zombie during Halloween?
I have during Halloween. I
Okay,
have,
okay.
yes. I've used a zombie before.
Very situational.
Very situational. I
You know what I like? I love that Mason gets pissed
Yeah.
at emojis. It's
Every
like-
time I see that
I
one.
like when Mason gets pissed at things that are very like
Look,
just. It really is one of my
Mason-
favorite things in the world. Is Mason? Mason has strong opinions about like 50 different emojis, and it really is.
I
awesome.
love how you found a way to make yourself okay with the prayer emoji by imagining, by after someone says it's two people high five. It's like he's like, yeah, you know, I have a technique that I use whenever I see it. I think of this other one that brings me joy. He actually has to have technique.
I really do
I
that.
count to five,
'Cause I
and,
hate
I talk
that
myself
emoji.
down.
I really do it, and I'm like, they're high fiving. They're high fiving.
I feel like there were
And I
emojis
laugh.
that got love during certain kind of cultural moments, like this latest one, the goggles, the scientific goggles. Feel like got lots of love during Breaking Bad finale, right? Like no, okay.
Which,
The goggles,
which one? The
right?
goggles.
Don't you
okay.
feel like? Yeah, don't you feel like
Safety
there were certain ones
glasses.
that got more love during certain moments? Okay, fine. Never mind.
Breaking Bad was a great series. I'll say that. That
Yeah,
was awesome.
we were talking
Good
about
show.
it before. Alex is really into Better Call Saul, so he says,
I haven't gotten into that.
Black.
Holiday
Black Santa.
emojis.
Do you guys ever use the cows?
Holiday.
The cows with the exploding head? Yeah, I've never used
Sarah?
that. They're always trying to push that
No.
on you.
Sarah,
It's
No idea what
Is
the
this
floating
one?
head.
It also count that as what I've never.
I've never seen that. Wait, that's not
I've
an
never
emoji. That's
seen
an
this.
emoji.
Yes.
Justin,
No,
Justin,
that's an emoji.
That's
No,
an
that's an
emoji.
emoji. That's not an emoji.
I send
That's an
blushing
Apple
face
thing.
and half
It's an
and
Apple.
Doesn't
praying
count.
hands. That's all I do.
Yeah, but why are they always feeding me those emojis? Oh my God, Kurt, you just used my new favorite emoji.
Yeah, that's Justin's best. right?
This is all purpose. It is for our listening audience. It is basically the Groucho Marx emoji, right? It's got the mustache of Groucho Marx, the glasses, and the big eyebrows. It was introduced last year, and it's all purpose. You can use it for anything, right? You're excited about a conversation. You want to shut a conversation down. You want to acknowledge something. You want to be excited. Like, doesn't matter. Just it covers it all.
I've never
It
used
covers
it.
it all.
Also looks a little
That's
bit like
true.
your father.
That's
That's
true.
true.
Although
There is, I do see that.
his mustache has been gone. Well, since your father's mustache has been gone, Sarah, they cut it.
No, it
yeah.
hasn't.
Yeah.
They cut it
I-
off
but I
at
have- I have a
exactly
real-
the same
Same week.
time.
I have a real specific
2001.
memory.
Same
Same
week.
week.
No.
Yes.
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 What?
2001.
I swear,
It's-
in my head,
It's been 20 years.
he still has a mustache. Well,
That's when you send someone the brain exploding emoji. and you're
Yes,
like, oh my
yes.
God.
there it
Ah!
is. That's the part. Like I'm like I would have always said he had a mustache, so I'm shocked right now. Yeah, I don't know how to.
20 years.
These are my two favorite emojis.
Oh, I do
They're
like
kind of
that.
subtle,
Good.
but I don't use them a lot. But I like both of them because they're simple. Like the guy with the
You got to
the,
describe them.
with his
Chin,
hand on his
grabbing
chin.
the chin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the
It's
cool
very
emoji with the
Mason.
sunglasses. Like those are my favorite ones to use, but I
Yes.
use them very sparingly. The other ones I use like without thought. These I'm like, oh, good, I get to use
Right. I feel like the grabbing of the
skeptical emoji.
the grabbing of the chin can again, it's kind of all purpose, right?
Yeah.
It can be like, oh, I'm thinking about what you just said, but I don't have an answer right away.
Right.
It can also be like, yeah, I don't, I'm wondering the same thing too, right? It could be what's going to happen with that situation, right? Is Barbara going to get fired? Like, I don't know.
The sunglass emoji is good because it's always positive. Like, it's
Always.
cool, you're cool,
Yes,
I'm cool,
yes.
we're cool.
Everything's
it's all
cool.
Yeah.
Everything's cool.
Yeah.
You can follow that up with rosy
Not
cheek smiley
super
face.
excited.
That lives
No.
right in my zone.
No, because then that's too much.
Too
The
much?
cool one is just like it's just the right
You're
amount
cool.
of much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the cool person doesn't overdo it. They just send a cool
That's
text.
right.
Send a cool
There's a
emoji.
A cool
Nice.
person doesn't overdo it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah,
can't
fun.
send like multiple cool emojis. This
Yeah,
would be
like,
one
there's,
cool
like-
emoji by itself.
And then you start questioning, is it cool? Am I cool? What's going on? So the one cool emoji really completes the deal.
So,
So
Kurt,
you're saying if we just stick to the sunglass emoji,
then
we're
we're
safe.
always fine.
I feel
You will never
I feel
offend
like-
anyone with a sunglass.
Well,
emoji.
same with this emoji that I just sent.
No,
the
Justin,
nerd.
that's like
Yeah,
you're
the
a nerd.
No,
Justin,
no,
no,
that
no,
offends me already. I don't even like seeing it. It's annoying.
I use that one all the time. Well, now I know
I've
I
never
won't be
seen
sending
use
you
it.
that
Please
anymore.
do not. Please
Yeah.
don't.
So,
that's annoying.
Although to go back to our early example of using the sunglass emoji, if your wife told you, hey, I'm not feeling well, I'm sick.
So you know what? It'd be pretty cool if she did that.
You said that with the heart.
cool. Let me tell you,
Get
I've learned
stay
these things.
strong. Stay
Kurt,
strong, bro.
Kurt, I've learned these things from real life experiences. I'm just talking about my real life here.
Oh my gosh.
so Kurt, you just did one, which I think is, which I think makes an important point. You just sent the middle finger emoji, right? That's one you can only send jokingly. Like if you send that serious, shots have been fired. Shots have been fired.
And it's such a
Like,
wimpy
Yeah.
shot too. It's a really wimpy
It's
shot.
really on the
Yeah.
nose. There's
Well,
like no
it could be
interpretation
like,
for it.
You could say something funny or sarcastic. Something
Yes.
can give you that.
Yes.
So,
But if
so
if
it's-
somebody says something
Yeah,
that
yeah,
pisses you off and you send that back to them, you guys are going to have words in person.
And you
That's-
picked the
that's
wrong
all.
emoji too.
yeah.
What about the X face?
That looks
I don't
like a
like that
sex
one.
doll.
It's
Yeah.
very aggressive. I don't know what it means. I'm like, what's going on? Is it dead? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
What does it mean?
Dead?
Death also.
What does it
Sarah,
mean?
I think death also.
I feel like I use that for extra shocked. Extra shocked. You just told me something like people that I never expected to get divorced. If you wrote me and you said they're getting divorced,
You
that's
use
the
the
emoji
screaming
I'm sending.
face with the hands on
Yeah.
it for that. That's
It's,
what
see,
you
that
do.
seems scary. That seems like I'm afraid. I'm scared.
Oh, well,
Sarah, you and me are the same with the texting.
Okay.
I would never send these texts. I would never
Yeah.
send these emojis.
When so Mason, yeah,
just
the
being
scary
honest.
the
I
scary
don't
face
know.
I only use for scare. I would never use that for shocked. It's for scare. Yeah. When do you use the bubble?
I mean,
when do you use the bubble
never.
face?
Never.
Never. You never
This-
use the bubble face.
You can't.
It's a face covered in bubbly.
You know what? You know what I'm
clouds.
missing here. You know what I'm missing here. Usually there's text involved with these emojis. So I'm just looking at these emojis like, God, I would never want to receive an emoji like that without any context, right? There needs to be some context.
Oh, that's
What about
sex,
the
Mason.
what about
Oh,
the
that's-
smile?
that's
That's
sex.
my. I'm going to be honest with you. That's one of my favorites, but that's just between us guys.
Hey! Hey!
That's between us.
So is that like salivating over
Yes. Yes,
something,
all that.
or because I sometimes think of that as like leaky, like I just maybe it's the fact that it's
No,
a
no, no.
man, but like you know what I'm
No, no.
talking about? Like they just
No,
they
it's
just
not dental. it's not hygienic or dental. Don't think like that.
No. But they like
opposite.
finished it.
Yeah, no, he's not thinking about
finish it in your
hygienic or
mouth,
dental.
You gotta, you know.
Oh, golly. Shit.
Well, Joey, how did you not know what he was talking
No, I thought he was like,
It's part of a
you were-
triptych. Yeah.
No, I thought he was like, I
82
think you're in
years
a
old?
procedure and you're leaking out of your mouth. And I'm like, no.
Eggplant.
Like if you went to the
spray,
dentist.
leaky mouth.
Dentist, yes. Yes, leaking
When
out.
you had your.
Because who hasn't got a shot and has been leaking out of their mouth?
Yeah.
Now I want to
Numb
know.
mouth.
I want to know for the sick emojis. When do you use one versus the other?
I always
I'd
use the
never
full
send
barf.
either of those.
Full barf.
What?
The full barf.
Always go full barf. Yeah. The
Even
green
if you're
ones
not
is like-
barfing?
yeah.
Wait, even if you're not barfing.
Yeah.
So,
If
like,
you're
you had a
grossed
cold.
out, disgusted, whatever. I would never
Hmm.
send a barfing one if I was actually sick.
Yeah, the
That's what I'm
pukey-
trying to
The
say.
pukey one
These
is
are
like, I
more
need
for
help.
like that's gross.
Oh.
It's not literal.
Yeah, I would send the green
No.
face
Yeah.
maybe if I was
Yeah.
sick.
I can see
No.
that.
I feel like the barfing face is for like you heard something really gross.
Thick, you
Right?
got the guy
Like-
with the thermometer in his mouth. That's sick.
Okay, that's good. That's innocuous. That's innocuous.
Nah, I
But
never
no,
use
but
that
like the
one.
barfing face, like oh, I just changed a really gross diaper. Right? You would
Yeah,
send the barfy
exactly.
face. Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't send the barfy face when you were actually sick because that's almost like laying it on thick. Right?
You know, it's interesting. It's interesting. There's a certain there's Justin. There's a certain intelligence involved in like associating. It's true. Associating like an emoji to an emotion in a word or what it conveys. It takes a certain amount of like ability to know that. What
EQ, emotional intelligence. Yeah,
That's right.
Well, just knowing what these what just knowing the nuance of emotions
And-
how all these emojis convey so many different emotions.
Right. And you guys don't have to say it, but you're welcome for us teaching you the nuance of
Yeah.
emojis.
Yes.
Give me
By the way.
Here's a great
I'll
way.
remember like a very small amount of this.
Here's a great way to show that you're done with the conversation, whether you're falling asleep or not. Like if you kind of this one you have. Yeah,
That's just rude.
Yeah.
Which is disease.
No.
Which is
No.
a single
You
face of disease.
preface
everybody.
it. You preface it. Be like, I'm getting so tired, or like, yeah, I'm thinking about going to sleep
Preface it.
soon.
No, that's
And
like
then
good night.
you-
I love you. I'm going to sleep. Otherwise,
Yeah,
it's
that's true,
rude.
too.
Otherwise, it's rude.
Rude.
You're boring
rude.
me.
No, this one's the rude one. The mouth cover.
That's just weird.
That can't just be,
mouth
I'm
is gigantic. That mouth is huge.
It is. It's
So
too
that
don't
is
like it.
one where I
It's
feel.
really-
Oh, never mind.
what?
Hmm.
What? Sarah,
just-
come on.
Did you?
Don't say it, Sarah.
I was gonna say that's one that I feel like we're going back to the like emoticons.
Yeah.
I feel like it needs a nose, and then it just dawned on me none of them have noses,
No.
and I was like,
Oh.
wait a minute. They need noses. And I know that there probably are a couple, but every single one we put up has no nose, and I just realized it.
The devil
That's a
has a
good point.
nose
Yeah.
and the
There's
lying
some.
face. Oh, and Justin's one with the Groucho
And
Marx.
Groucho Marx
face
is a
has
fake
nose.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
You're
that's because
lying.
Not a lot of them have noses.
No,
Here,
most of them
here's
don't.
probably my least favorite emoji outside of prayer hands is the cowboy hat. This one seems so fucking useless.
Really?
It's so fucking
It's
annoying.
useless. Yeah,
None of them have a hat. I don't know
that's
why
like a
this
low
one has a hat.
intelligence emoji.
Yes.
If someone
yes,
sends that,
yeah.
they're like simple.
Yeah, exactly.
Simpleton.
It's a simpleton
Low
emoji.
intelligence
It's a
Yeah.
simpleton emoji. We didn't talk about the smirky face. I use the smirky face a lot. It's also good. It's also great for sex.
I hate that one. It's too.
It's a
too-
great
hate
for
that one. I
sex.
hate that
Oh
one.
my god, this was like my
It's
sex.
too much.
This was my sex
It's too
go-to.
much- Oh, it's too much. It's just too much. It's just giving me too much emotion.
I can't.
I don't know what it means.
The
I get it.
portions
It's
of the
like-
face
I
are
have-
all off.
You guys.
I have officially decided that I will never send you guys any emojis except for the smiley face with the red cheeks because I'm terrified of what message I'm going to be sending.
You know what's funny, Justin, is that
You've only
smirk.
further enforced it.
Sarah was texting me the other day, but I
That
think she
smirk
wanted to
is
have
a
sex.
weird bastardization of an otherwise excellent emoji, which is this like the one I sent. That's like a
Oh, yeah, the side eye. I use
annoyed,
the
the side eye face.
Yeah,
which
I use that a lot.
Annoying.
I find to be highly expressive and
It's so useful.
somehow anatomically correct. It's like unamused.
So useful.
Yeah.
So useful.
The smirking
if
one
you're
I
ever-
don't like. I think it's unnatural.
if
It's an
somebody
abomination.
ever
The
if
smirking.
somebody ever does something to you and you can't like you can't get one over on them, but you're just fucking annoyed and you just want to express how annoyed you are to all the other people, this is the emoji to use. The side glance. Yeah. That's how I
Yeah.
use it.
Yes.
So you did the
Kurt, what
Why
is
is he
that?
smiling?
what?
That was scary.
It's like
Kurt.
a no face, just eye emoji with no nose, no
Like
mouth.
Like a horror
What-
movie.
what-
I'm
That
watching
is
you.
creepy.
I'm watching you. I'm watching
What is-
you.
yeah.
What about the Winky Face? I mean, these are like
Oh, the winky.
Solid.
The
Yeah.
winky
Solid.
face is OG. That's
Yeah,
I
OG.
know
No,
when-
OG.
the
I know
winky
what you're
face is
saying.
the one that still
That's the
deserves
OG.
to be ASCII text.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
If I'm
yeah,
doing
it
a wink,
can work as both.
I don't use a wink emoji. I use
really.
a semicolon,
Yeah.
dash, because fucking they
Yeah.
deserve a
Yeah.
nose and a
Oh
mouth.
God, what's with
Get
you
a
and the
nose?
nose? Jesus.
Now you know.
Well,
I
that's the original one. I
Yeah.
feel like that's always it keeps text like light and
Yes.
like not too serious,
That's
and it
true.
kind of keeps conversations flowing, and it's always useful. Always useful.
So I need a suggestion then, guys, because I've gone to like all my texting is now done on my watch. So
oof.
which
I'm sorry. I'm
what
sorry about
happens with that is you just speak into it and it spells things wrong and it puts absolutely like no correct grammar or any like there's nothing in it and it just goes. So like am I just and I'm like kind of okay with it because I'm on the go. You know, I'm like cooking, I'm on a I don't know what I'm doing. But basically it's like
Always on the go.
I'm terrified now of the messages that people might be getting from me. There's no emojis.
Yeah.
There's no
need-
correct grammar. I'm spelling incorrect. It's just taking my voice. Are you saying I can't do this anymore? I've got to
Say-
like get to my phone.
I mean, we've had a lot of
Is-
conversations
it
about
could- it
this
could
show,
ve-
so.
Is it
We're-
not
we're a
okay,
little bit
or are
worried.
people realizing people are like using their like iWatch to send text?
They should probably have like a sign off that says "sent with iWatch." That would-
Maybe.
Yeah,
I feel like I
That's such a
wanted to
rookie
say that.
thing. That's such a rookie thing. If you don't change the auto message, I don't think anyone notices. Text is text. Emojis are emojis.
I mean,
They
I'm
can
confused
work
sometimes.
together, but they don't need to.
Yeah.
I think we've
Okay.
all had
Okay, fair enough.
a
Just
crisis over a text, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, where it's like, what's going on?
Yeah, texting
You know,
is a weird
what-
thing. It's also something.
What did
that's
they mean?
So temporal, where when you're
Yes.
doing it, you're going back and forth, and sometimes not even sequentially, and you know where you are because you know what you said last, what they said last. But you look back, and if you read it in order, it makes no sense. Because
Well, that's
Yeah.
I have to give a shout out to Apple, and I don't know if one of the other operating systems was doing this first, but the whole reply to feature is literally a game changer.
it is. It's also confusing. 'Cause
Really,
it makes
I- I lo-
branches.
I-
Creates branches.
It
Yeah.
does create some weird branches, but I think it's brilliant. I
Yeah,
think
it's very
it-
useful.
Yeah,
for
it,
group-
it's
Yeah,
Group
I
threads
do think
especially.
I find it useful,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you can.
so thank you, Apple.
Yeah. Because sometimes by the time I'm looking back at a text, it's like, yeah, you just want to, it could be later, and people
Right,
have sent
yeah.
22 texts, and you can, then you
Do you
can
guys-
differentiate and respond.
I recommend keeping your text messages because I feel like they're today's letters. So
Ooh.
just FYI.
Well put. I
Yeah,
like that.
just be careful, guys, because I literally keep all my texts. I archive them. That
Archive.
that
them.
sounded way creepier than I
Library of
intended.
Congress.
Like you
actually.
print them, and
No.
You're like,
But
what are you doing with these art? Like, where are you archiving them?
He downloads them to a computer, keeps
Yes.
them on the
Yes.
Do you have them
desktop
on
somewhere.
microfiche so you can print this back?
the Irish people
Like
that
a
can
reference.
transcribe
Like-
them. Yeah.
no, there's some really
Microfiche. That's a great reference, Sarah. That's a great reference.
there
I
are
like
really
it.
good programs out there that are usually meant for attorneys during depositions and stuff, where you can where it'll log everything on your phone It'll archive it by date, and
It's for
save the
suspicious
conversations.
spouses.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can search for things
Very lawyerly.
very lawyerly. But I mean, it works for just saving your stuff. So basically, it's a good thing if you ever become famous, because they're going to want to dig through all that shit, just like they dig through.
I worry about those things a lot.
So you just deleted?
Well, about being famous, and what do I do? How do I overcome?
I have a suggestion. You just say "fuck you." I'm still waiting for the celebrity to where they call them out for the celebrity to go, "Fuck you guys."
Yes, I did it.
That's this guy. Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. It's I really want that celebrity, but they haven't come along yet, so I'm still waiting on you. Anyways,
all right.
So do we have consensus on? I think we did on our least favorite, right?
I'm so glad you guys are with
thank
me
you.
on that.
Which is thank you.
The high five hands.
We've all sent
to
it.
me.
We've all sent it at least once.
and then
I think it's hard to pick on the best. I think it's hard.
Yeah.
It's too
What?
subjective.
When I get an article followed by a brain exploding, I know it's going to be pretty good. Or a brain exploding with something else. I'm like, whoa, I got to check this out.
Yeah.
So that's my call to action. The brain exploding.
I do like the brain exploding.
Yeah,
get
that's a
down
good
with that.
point. That's a good point.
That's a good one. Yeah. This is, I know we're at the very end here, but how about your what do you guys use for, there's a few options for wow.
Oh, the wow.
Yeah.
That's
that
the
one
drugs
works.
on drugs with the stars in the eyes, I think.
Oh.
Are you up? Do you
No,
want to party?
oh my gosh. No. I mean,
That is a happy, fun emoji.
oh my gosh. Not wow.
WYD.
Wow is not the right word. I mean, oh my gosh.
Okay.
This one, maybe? No?
Wait, which one?
Well, that's my oh my gosh. I sent mine. It's the two circles with the circle mouth.
You know what? For my favorite emoji, I'm gonna have to go with nerd face.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
you guys hate it, but I'm gonna have to go.
Ooh,
What?
God,
Yeah,
poor
yeah.
Carol.
Oh,
Favorite?
God.
No,
Get
because
the fuck
because
Not even top
it's-
100,
Oh,
Favorite?
Jesus! Fuck
Wow.
you guys.
Justin.
Oh.
Oh, this feels
Sorry.
like a lot. I know.
Sarah, your guy kind of looks like what's I'm trying to think of the emotion. It's like I'm not sure what's going on right now. That's kind of like
So
the-
it's right on, is what
Yeah,
you're
it is,
saying.
yeah.
It basically it
Yeah.
sends the
Yeah.
proper
What?
message.
Yeah, exactly.
What
It
is happening?
What's happening
No.
right now? Yeah.
I don't know a favorite.
I think cool guy
Yeah,
might.
that's
Yeah,
good.
that's a really good one.
That's a good candidate. I mean,
Yeah.
how can you go wrong with that?
Wait, you
Yeah,
guys
it's a good
don't
one.
like Mr. Smirk?
Yeah.
No, I don't like that
Oh,
one.
Wow.
I don't
You guys-
understand
okay.
it.
I feel
Because
like
it's
I'm
kind
the
of
out.
mis-
I feel like I'm the outlier.
No.
on
The eyes are too wide set.
And it has like kind of a it has a kind of a mischievous subcontext to it. Like
Yes!
what's going on with that guy?
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, that's
Well,
probably that was my grinder go to.
You have a lot of positive association with that single image, which I
Like if I said that
appreciate.
to anyone, I get a what's that
Cease and
feature?
desist letter.
No. If I said that, what's that feature that iOS has where you can hard press and then add something to it? I get a question mark every time if I said that to anyone.
What does this mean?
like anybody, they'd be like, "Why are you sending this to me? What's going on?"
Well, I'll definitely say that Grindr has its own subculture, and I think maybe that's why.
We've learned this.
But
tonight.
those are ones I put. You put the question mark on my face. I didn't even know you could do that. Oh no! That is. Oh yeah. What do we think of those?
The
That's a
tapbacks.
different.
Is that what they are? Tapbacks?
That's what they call them.
It's made everyone even more lazier.
It's so true.
Podcast on that.
It's so true. It's so true. This was fun. This was really fun.
This was fun.
What did we decide for the best one?
So if you
It was
want
cool. I think cool is
Yeah,
is
the
great choice.
sunglasses.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool. Sunglasses.
Cool guy.
Sweet.
Sarah? Sarah?
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
Cool
I'll
guy.
go with
You
that.
can dig
It's
it.
it's all positive. Yeah.
It's yeah. We can't. It's not controversial, right, guys?
At the end of the
That's
day,
the case, then I'll go.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
You can set anyone cool at
No.
any point. They're like, wow,
we're
yeah,
staying
that's
safe.
cool. Yeah, thank you.
Well, so there
Yeah,
was
no,
something.
that's good.
There was something I read once that I found very powerful, which was that
This seems like a
Language.
good ending.
language like is the tool we have to express our feelings and our thoughts, but we're limited by language, right? Because we have to find the right words to express the whatever the thoughts in our head, and so we're not able to express ourselves fully with words. And I think that what we found today is that emojis are just one more tool that we're able to use to sort of express the feelings and the thoughts that we have and the connections that we they're unique between individuals and between strangers, and I think that makes them a very special and powerful tool.
Well said.
And I'm so happy
And-
that we had this journey.
And,
Yeah, this journey.
and they are important in communication in our current era. They're very important.
A lot of people would
And
laugh
it's
them off.
also-
Yeah, but no.
I think it's also important
Well
what
said.
we learned
Well said.
today is that even knowing that they can be misinterpreted constantly.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it really depends on who you're speaking to. So that's also
And
our
it depends on the voice in your head
Let's
that's
fuck
reading.
around and find out.
Right?
Yeah.
So much of it
absolutely,
is
yeah.
interpretation. So
Your perception.
with that,
It's big day, guys. Big
namaste.
day.
Know your
and
audience.
thank you.
Namaste.
I love you guys. Thank you.
Praying.
Okay. There it is.
Baba boy.
Baba Booey.
That's it. That's all.
It's a new theme.